A chilling warning from Washington. Officials in the administration of Donald Trump are sounding the alarm over Iran's rapidly expanding drone threat. Behind closed doors on Capitol Hill, U.S. defense leaders admitted a troubling reality. America may not be able to stop them all. The drones in question are Iran's notorious Shahed attack drones, low-cost, long-range weapons that have already reshaped modern battlefields. According to reports, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Dan Caine, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, told lawmakers the threat is far greater than originally expected. The warning is stark. These drones are cheap, they are numerous, and they are hard to stop. Even the most advanced American air defense systems may struggle to intercept every incoming wave. The fear inside the Pentagon: if swarms of Shahed drones are launched at once, some will get through. And in modern warfare, sometimes just one is enough to change everything.
Also, yesterday, the leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed. Iran tried to kill President Trump, and President Trump got the last laugh. Now, this is not a mission accomplished situation. This is simply a reality check. The combination of U.S. and Israeli intelligence and combat power will control Iran, and will control it soon. Sure, Iran will still be able to shoot some missiles, and still be able to launch one-way attack drones at civilian targets, and their proxies will attempt to attack our embassies, bases, and soft targets. They are terrorists, after all, and they need to target civilians because they can't fight toe-to-toe. But we will find them, and we will kill them. This is what the fake news misses. We've taken control of Iran's airspace and waterways without boots on the ground. We control their fate. But when a few drones get through, or tragic things happen, it's front page news. I get it. The press only wants to make the president look bad, but try for once to report the reality. The terms of this war will be set by us at every step.
The Iranian drones are known to fly low and slow, and this feature makes them more able to evade air defenses than the ballistic missiles. However, the officials tried to downplay concerns about the drones and noted that America's Gulf partners had been stockpiling interceptors. Donald Trump had said on Tuesday that most of Iran's military installations had been knocked out and that new strikes were targeting the leadership.
Mr. President, what's the worst-case scenario that you have planned for in Iran?
Well, I don't know if there's a worst case. We have them very much beaten militarily from the military standpoint. They're still lobbing some missiles. At some point, they won't even be able to do that because we're hitting all of their carriers. We're hitting all of their missile stock. I guess the worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen. We don't want that to happen. That would probably be the worst. You go through this and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who was no better. So we'd like to see somebody in there that's going to bring it back for the people.
Do you have someone in mind right now? Because you said all the people you did have in mind have been taken out. What do you think?
Well, most of the people we had in mind are dead. So, you know, we had some in mind from that group that is dead. And now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to know anybody. But we have, I mean, Venezuela was so incredible because we did the attack and we kept government totally intact. And we have Delcy, who's been very good. We have the whole chain of command, and they've been, you know, look, the relationship's been great. We've taken out 100 million barrels of oil already, and a big part of that goes to them, and a big part goes to us. And it's been great. We paid for the war many times over, and we're going to be running the oil. And Venezuela is going to make more money than they ever made, and that's great for the people. The relationship has been great. It's been seamless. Nobody's actually ever seen anything like it. If you look at Iraq, where very stupidly, everybody was fired. The generals were fired, the military was fired, the police were fired, the fire departments were fired, and all of the government workers were fired. So after, people would call, they had no idea. And by the way, ISIS was formed. That's where ISIS came from, all of the fired people. We don't believe in that. So we'll see what happens, but first we have to finish off the military.
According to the CNN report, the officials were dismissive of the questions about how the U.S. would stop Iran from becoming a failed state, and they added that regime change was an ancillary goal. As per the CNN report, Democrat Senator Mark Kelly, a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, warned that Iran had the ability to make a lot of Shahed drones, ballistic missiles, medium-range, short-range, and had a huge stockpile. Kelly asked, how can the U.S. military get more defense munitions to defend themselves from the Shahed drones? Amid the war, Iran has issued a chilling warning to the United States. Iran's ambassador to South Korea, Saeed Kuzechi, warned, if American boots hit Iranian soil, many coffins will return to the U.S.
With tensions rising by the hour, Iran issued a stark message to the United States. Iran's ambassador to South Korea, Saeed Kuzechi, warned, if American boots hit Iranian soil, many coffins will return to the U.S., further escalating the already volatile tension. In a press conference at the Iran embassy in Yongsan-gu, Seoul, Kuzechi called the U.S. and Israeli strikes an illegal aggression and defended Iranian strikes on Gulf states hosting U.S. military bases as unavoidable. The Iranian diplomat also demanded that South Korea, a key ally of the U.S., take a clear stance on the current situation and demand a halt to the ongoing conflict. He insisted that Iran is fully justified in responding militarily, citing Article 51 of the UN Charter, which guarantees a nation's right to self-defense. Tehran also claims that diplomacy was still underway when the attacks began. According to the diplomat, Iran had already held 2 rounds of nuclear negotiations with Washington and had even agreed to a 3rd meeting in Vienna before the talks collapsed amid the escalating strikes. The Iranian official accused Washington and Tel Aviv of abandoning diplomacy, saying negotiations cannot continue while full-scale attacks are underway. Tehran also took aim directly at Trump, saying the U.S. president appears to treat nuclear negotiations like a business deal, adding that Trump has likely never read the landmark Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Iran also rejected allegations that its nuclear program has military aims, pointing to repeated inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency, which Tehran says confirmed its program is not weapons-related. At the same time, the diplomat accused Israel, widely believed to possess nuclear weapons, of refusing international inspections. The official also praised Iran's slain leadership figures, saying one senior leader refused to leave his office during the attacks despite having evacuation options, choosing instead to remain with the people. Tehran insists the country's political system remains stable even during wartime, though the election of a new supreme leader would require the assembly of an expert council once conditions allow. Meanwhile, Iran warned that the presence of American bases in foreign countries could drag more nations into the conflict, claiming the United States often treats those bases as if they were American territory. The diplomat also dismissed reports of Gulf shipping blockades, saying the drop in maritime traffic is more likely due to insurance companies and ship owners avoiding the war zone. Tehran claimed that reports of attacks on civilian infrastructure across the Gulf may actually be covert operations by Israeli and American intelligence agencies.
It is quite natural that in reality, the immense number of all these military forces exceeding 50,000 personnel deployed by the United States throughout the region and their extensive utilization of military bases in the nations surrounding us is for undertaking of this act of aggression and malice. It is only natural that the extent of the confrontation will, by its very nature, inevitably broaden. In a situation where, given the circumstances,
The Iranian diplomat's warning comes as tensions between Iran and the United States continue to surge following days of intense military confrontation across the region. The Israeli ambassador in Seoul, Rafael Harpaz, meanwhile, said that the joint U.S.-Israeli military operations aim both to destroy Iran's nuclear development facilities and ballistic missile sites, and to help free the Iranian people from oppression. Remember, South Korea has supported U.S.-led diplomatic efforts to curb Iran's nuclear ambitions, but has not explicitly endorsed the U.S.-Israeli attacks, instead calling for a swift restoration of dialogue.
The goal of the operation, beside elimination of the was left from the nuclear program and the ballistic missile program, is to create the conditions that the Iranian people can take the destiny into their hands and to get rid from this tyranny that they suffered for the last 47 years. There is nobody better than Korea that understands the risk of a neighboring country which is a radical tyranny, which has nuclears of mass destruction and very aggressive defense and policy. The risk that you are facing is the same risk that the free world and the countries in the Middle East are facing. Regarding the Korean citizens in the Middle East, first, we have a lot of admiration to the efforts the Korean government is conducting to take care of your citizens in the Middle East. United States and Israel are not fighting the Iranian people. They are fighting the regime, this extremist regime, and the goal of the operation is, yes, that we would like at the end, we hope that the Iranian people will free people, like Korean people, like American people, like Israeli people, and we hope that this operation will enable them to take their destiny to themselves. They try to, and 30-something thousands of them were murdered by their own regime. And we hope they can take their destiny with these conditions that are created now.
The U.S.-Israel war with Iran could disrupt supplies of key semiconductor manufacturing materials, according to South Korean ruling party lawmaker Kim Young-bae. He added that South Korea's chip industry, which supplies around 2/3 of the global memory chips, is also concerned that a prolonged conflict in Iran will lead to higher energy costs and prices. Kim Young-bae said semiconductor production could be disrupted if some of these key materials, like helium, cannot be sourced from the Middle East. Remember, helium is essential for heat management during semiconductor production and has no viable alternatives currently. It is only produced in a handful of countries, with Qatar and the US among the leading players in the industry. The Middle East is on edge after Iran launched retaliatory missiles and drones at Israel and US military assets in the region in response to the joint attack that killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on February 28th and scores of Iranian civilian, military, and political figures.